Alright, so Luke from Well Size here today, and I want to talk about push-up progressions, alright, because a lot of people come and see me and they talk about their push-ups and they say, look, I've only gotten so far, or I used to do push-ups, I used to exercise, I can only get to this point, I couldn't seem to get any further, or now I've got a bum shoulder and I definitely can't do that, etc. And whilst, yes, having shoulder issues may actually exclude you from doing push-ups, it's important that you're even doing them properly in the first place, or in a more safe manner, okay? And we've all probably seen the push up on the knees and people are doing this thing and they're kind of looking like they're trying to kiss the ground rather than actually doing a push up. Now, a push up is as much of a core challenge as it is for your upper body as well. Okay, but a lot of people miss that point, and it's really good for us as exercise physiologists that when we say do a 30-second wall push-up test, we're actually looking for the core. We're looking at all these different things that are going on, the scapula or the shoulder blade, what's happening with that. But for you at home, it's actually quite easy to progress the push-up, okay? So there's a few key points though that we want to remember, okay? So when we're putting ourselves into a push-up position, most people, I tell them to put their feet together, all right, and squeeze their ankles, which will get them to turn their butt on, and also squeeze their legs together, all right? So we're creating a bit of stiffness, all right? So we transfer the force all the way through the body, okay? So the core's already turned on. You can lift your pelvic floor, all right? You can engage your core. Now your core should be tight. It shouldn't be so tight you feel like you're going to get punched in it. All right, it needs to just be tight, okay? Because sometimes people can over tight, squeeze really hard, and begin to squeeze their back, and they get a bit of pain, okay? But what you're looking for, I suppose, when you're in that position is that when we're doing the push-up, if your core is loose and lax, you begin to move back and forth, and you're actually losing energy through there, okay? So if we're staying tight through here, we're not losing that energy, and it transfers back through the musculature of your upper body and down through the whole body. Okay, so you can see what I mean when it's just as much about the core as it is the upper body. Okay, another key point, a lot of people put their arms up quite high, elbows, you can see they're in this position. All right, when you put your arms up like this, the shoulder is not in a very strong position, okay, and there's a lot more risk there of damage or injury, etc. All right, so you really want to watch that part there, okay? I know I say to people, if you're in this position, T is for trouble, okay? So what you want to do is actually think about putting your elbows more towards your sides, and for some people in particular, if you're starting out, say, elbows to your sides, okay? So as you fatigue, they'll come out a little bit, but they can't go any further, because more or less your arms are in this position, and because of structure, your arms can't flat all the way out into this weird position, okay? So usually say to people, T is for trouble, and eventually, if you've got an arrow, so if you look at me from behind, all right, see that these down here, okay? There's a bit of an angle there. The arrow's pointing in the right direction, so your body should make a bit of an arrow shape, okay? So what you do is you start on the wall, okay? The first progression is the wall, so you get yourself set up on the wall over here, so feet together, squeeze your ankles, squeeze your butt, squeeze your legs together. Turn your core on, okay? Place your hands against the wall. I always find people like to put them up fairly high. I say put them down a little bit lower, okay? So your forearm almost is level with the ground, so parallel, okay? In position, tuck your chin, so tuck your chin down, okay? Come down, and just touch your forehead to the wall. All right, it's important, okay, that you tuck your chin, because a lot of people, what they begin to do is when they're doing push-ups, so when you see them, they're coming down, they go like this. Alright, so you want to keep your chin shut, alright, keep that down, forehead to the wall, okay? So what's the next progression from there? What do we do? It's actually quite easy, alright? I've got a bench, I've already got everything pretty well set up, alright? So the wall, first progression, think of yourself, you'd probably get a little bit of angle, alright? But when we go to the bench, same thing again, tuck. Most people, I say to them, just come up on the balls of your feet and tuck your ankles together, squeeze your butt, squeeze your legs together, turn your core on, alright? Elbows down, begin to come down, and this time your chest is probably going to touch the bench, okay? If it doesn't and there's pain, obviously don't keep going any further, okay? Where would we go from there? Well, as you can see, there's a bit of a theme. We're just lowering that angle. That's all we're doing, is just lowering that angle, okay? So next one, I've got a table, I'm already set up, all right? You get to see my pretty face up close, okay? So up on the table, balls of the feet, ankles together, core switched on, glutes turned on, pelvic floor, okay? Think about those elbows coming to the sides, okay? Chin tucked. And if you're doing it right, you'll feel really strong. You'll feel very strong, okay? And I suppose the next question would be, how do I know to progress from, say, the wall to the bench to the table? Well, if you can do a few sets up to around 15, it's probably time to move. And the important part, just like I talk about in the Healthy at Home course, all right, your assessment doesn't end straight away. So you might go, I can do 3 by 15, and next time I'm going to do another set of, say, 3 by 5 on the table. Well, if you're sore for a few days after that, they'll probably tell you that you just need to do another few sets, just get your body more accustomed to that before you go making the jump. Don't be so eager to make that progression, okay? And another thing you can do as well is if you're not ready to go from the wall to the bench, you can actually move your feet further away from the wall to actually do some more of those push-ups, just to increase that angle a bit. You might find something in the middle between the bench and the wall at home. I mean, it's really about what you've got there. All right, I think that's about it. If you have any questions, obviously you can email, you can send comments, all that kind of jazz. I mean, social media these days. Anyway, Luke from Well Size. Have a good day.